Hey, everybody, and we are back today. Lunchbox Warren, of course. How you doing, Lunchbox?
I'm doing good, doing real good. Just
Awesome.
got over a bit of a flu bug, so I'm doing much better now.
Don't send your stuff through the internet.
Oh, it's already on its way.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, Bob. Bob loves movies. First-time guest. How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for the invite, man.
Oh, of course.
Definitely needed this after earlier this week. So,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's another. We are like most of the people that are on my show are people from MSK's show, and we all have the same pain and agony that we go through mentally. And I
We're
think
like a
that's what
support
brought us
group,
together.
really.
I
Yeah,
really
like a
think that's what
support
brought
group.
us together, right?
it feels like a therapy session.
It does. And we are also joined by my best friend, John. What's up, John? How you doing, buddy? Maybe we're joined by John.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right.
He froze.
Well, he'll be here. So, today we are going to talk about movies. Movies and all things movies. What got us into movies, what movies we like, what is our guilty pleasures, anything that you want to talk about movies, impactful movies. Like, I remember the first movie that I can remember that I remember seeing was The Goonies. And
Nice.
I probably saw something before that, but that's like one of the first memories I have of actually sitting down in front of a television and being like, oh, this is something, other than television. So Warren, what drew you into movies?
Ooh, I'm just trying to think back with what was like some of the first, and I think it was Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. It was one of the first real kind of those action comedy adventure movies, and I just kind of fell in love. And I remember just loving that movie. Temple of Doom, not so much, but Raiders of the Lost Ark was just amazing. I grew up in a little island in the Pacific Northwest, and there wasn't much stuff to do. So when my parents got HBO on the satellite dish, I remember I got to see Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I got to see RoboCop and a bunch of other stuff. But I believe, Indiana Jones was the first for me.
Nice.
Bob?
For me, I really remember getting into it when I would be sick as a kid. And I'd be at home watching movies, or I'd be at my grandparents' house, and I'd take a bunch of movies over there and watch them. They're on the VCR, throwing them in. You take a bunch of them over, and you just spend hours sitting there just watching movies. And I remember, watching several musicals. Like The Sound of Music, Pete's Dragon, and then as I got older, it graduated into the Star Wars films and some of the Star Trek films, and then eventually the Indiana Jones film, and they just kept graduating with the movies. But I think that's really when I got into it. It was when I was sick, and I actually had the time to sit there and watch.
You using your phone now?
Damn straight I am.
I just was about to text you and be like, hey, you should be able to use your phone. It should work better.
Yeah, it works great. I can actually hear you guys now, and nothing's laggy, and no, we're good.
Yeah, but Bob, you are 100% correct. Except for me, like as we all know, my upbringing. I'm sure Bob, you know a little bit about it. Like it was not. You get to watch cool movies. You get to watch like Little Moses carries the fucking boat to the fucking other Christians that need to do stupid shit. And I'm like, fuck. But John, what was like your either introduction into movies, or like what brought you into liking movies or watching movies, or your good memories of movies?
Let's see. I'm probably gonna say Star Wars on this one. That's really what got me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Star Wars.
Star Wars, was that like something that you watched as like young, or was it like a family thing, or just something that grabbed you while you were young?
It was more something that I had seen on TV, and I was really into the whole space, just the whole scene. It was, as a kid, that was pretty much what, that shit was awesome. I don't even know how to explain it. It was so good.
Yeah, I think for me, like when I saw Star Wars, because like it was funny because I wasn't allowed to watch certain things, right? But if my dad liked it, and
then it was all right.
as they called it, was like secular. It was of the world, is what the the cult people called it. So like, it would be like we would watch stuff, and they were okay with certain movies, and Star Wars was actually one of them. And I remember seeing Star Wars for the first time, and I saw Empire Strikes Back. I didn't see A New Hope first, right? So I saw Empire Strikes Back because when we moved from New Jersey, I was about like 9 or 10, and we moved to where I'm living now. There was a family that had a ton of VHS videos, like tons of them, right? And they would let me borrow them, and they had the Star Wars trilogy. And after I saw Empire Strikes Back, I remembered being in their house and see it. So I asked, can I borrow these movies? And they said, yeah, sure. And I remember I watched them all, and I was just totally enthralled with the space opera that was Star Wars. And do you think that's like something with the genre? Like, and I'm sure girls may have felt the same way, but do you think that's something more that attracts younger boys, Warren?
Yeah, I mean, it does seem to play like that. Maybe not as much anymore, but maybe back then, definitely. I think that was probably more of a boys kind of thing, if you will.
Right. Bob, how was your relationship with Star Wars? Like, did you have one, or?
Oh gosh, yeah. I grew up watching the original Star Wars trilogy. I loved it. To this day, I still love the original trilogy. And the thing about Star Wars is it's hard to think of really what type of genre it falls into, because to me, Star Wars was always a fairy tale in space. I remember as a teenager in high school, we did a lesson on archetypes. Mm-hmm. And he was the instructor was talking all about how the different archetypes that you find in the original Star Wars. You got the farm boy, you've got the wizard, the wise wizard who raises him. You got the space pirate. You've got the princess that they got to rescue. You've got the devil figure, which is Darth Vader, and so all the different archetypes that you would see. Your good guy wears white. Luke Skywalker, he's got a white shirt on. Darth Vader's in black. All the traditional archetypes that you would see in literature and fairy tales, you would see in Star Wars. And I think that's part of the appeal of it to younger kids, especially during our time, during our formative years, because it's stuff that we recognized from that. But like you said, Lunchbox, it appeals to boys because it's got all the space battles and everything and stuff that make it awesome. So it's not like watching Rapunzel or something like that. I mean, you're watching a good space opera, but it's still a fairy tale that's set in space. I mean, just the way it was put together and crafted. I mean, it was lightning in a bottle, and like they tried to recreate that with the prequels, never really created it, and then definitely have fallen off the map with it now. But that original trilogy, that was lightning in a bottle.
And I feel and John, you might have felt the same way about this, but like without the internet and seeing, like, I didn't know about the whole. I had heard comedy stuff, like where they get the line wrong, where in comedy it's always Luke, I am your father, and it's no, I am your father. But like I didn't know about that when I saw it. Like did you know about that, John, before you had saw the movie?
No, huh?
So it was just as big a surprise to you as it would be as that, like, you saw it in a theater and had no knowledge of it.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big archetypes of movies is the surprise. And there's not a lot of surprises left in cinema in today's age. Especially now where they're just rebooting after reboot after reboot after remake, and it's really hard. Like, I think, Bob, you did a video on the new Naked Gun, right? Yes. And I was going to get into that. At first, I was very against it, right? Because Leslie Nielsen was one of my all-time favorite thing. Like, he was number one to me for so. I had the DVD of 2001: A Space Travesty. That's how deep I went. My favorite movie of all time is Wrongfully Accused.
Well, that's great.
It's the funniest. The first 45 minutes of that movie is quite possibly the dumbest, most hilarious thing to me for some reason. I don't know why it is, but it resonated with me. But after listening to your review, I actually went out and I got it. So I'm going to watch it this weekend. and
I
I'll
hope
let you
you
know
enjoy
what I
it.
think of it. I think I
definitely.
will.
Yeah, definitely let me know, because I think they do a good job in honoring what came before, but they don't exactly do what came before. And I like the fact that Leslie Nielsen is playing Drebin's son. He's not actually the Frank Drebin that we know. So he's not the same legacy character yet. He is, you know what I'm saying? I thought
Liam
they did a
Neeson.
good job
It just shook me like differently, because like Leslie Nielsen came from being like a very drama actor. He did a lot of soap operas. I mean, he was B. Arthur's boyfriend on Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he came from that style of things. And like when I first saw him, actually was on Murder, She Wrote with my grandmother. Yeah, that's the first time I saw him. And I was wondering why this, like, they kind of wrote him in a little bit comedic sense. And I was wondering why, like, during this murder investigation, this white-haired old man was like cracking jokes, but no, like, he wasn't laughing. I was like, this dude's hilarious. Why is nobody else laughing at this? So, like, you know, growing up, he was one of my favorites. Like, John, did you have any genre of movie that you liked more than others, or did you just?
I was a pretty big comedy fan. My grandfather would always watch. I mean, not necessarily movies, but he was real big into All in the Family, and the classic comedies.
Archie.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I used to sit there because I grew up with my grandparents, so I would always sit there. I'd watch Star Trek with him. I'd watch, like I said, all the comedies. But yeah, I'd say the comedy was probably what. Yeah, that brought me in.
That brought you into the movies was comedy.
Yeah, because also I enjoyed like Spaceballs, the slapstick, stupid comedies, the Monty Python movies of that.
I think everybody in their college years, whether they went to college or not, has those friends that was like, you have to watch The Holy Grail. Like, was that?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Something at that age that everybody, and I remember I had seen The Holy Grail when I was younger, but whenever I ended up living with my brother, like all his friends, they would come and like smoke weed and fucking watch Monty Python stuff. And the first time when I was like really stoned and watched that movie, I fucking pissed my pants. I still think the ending of that movie is one of the funniest things. They get arrested. Like, how fucking random is that? And hey, Gray Poupet, what's up, my friend? How you doing?
Hey, I am so sorry. Thanks for the applause. Yeah, I lost track of time in the house fire that I just had. I was trying to
time
my
out.
wife some dinner, and I turned on one of the stove, whatever that I don't usually use, the burners, and man, it just went up. And
oh my god,
yeah,
is
sorry, I've been.
okay?
Oh yeah, everything's fine. Just really smoky in here right now. But yeah, sorry about that. I'm an ass.
Dude.
I didn't have my phone on me as well, so
No, that's
I lost track of time and almost lost my house. But good times.
Your safety is more important than talking.
Sounds like a bunch of
me.
excuses to me, Gray.
Oh, look at Warren throwing shade.
100%. It's excuses.
But yeah, so great. So the first thing we have is like usual. It's like, what got you into movies, or do you remember the first movie that drew you in to wanting to watch more cinema, or was that even a thing until you were older?
I think that definitely was, well, yes and no. Like we had a collection of tapes and like DVDs, and I would just watch those over and over again, and they were kind of the classics. They didn't really have like kids movies for us or anything like that, so it was like Predator, Aliens, Spaceballs was in there. The Star Wars it was awesome. Like I don't know, my grandpa just gave me this collection that he like recorded off HBO over the years. So man, I dug that. But I do remember some of the best times that I had with my dad. Some of the connecting is just he would just take us to the movie theater, and yeah, we would not know what's playing, not really know what's going on. So we'd get there and then just choose a movie, and then we'd go to another one like right after it. Those are kind of some of the best times, but even then it was just an escape. I wanted to escape from where I was at. So I don't know, film always did that, and every comedy is kind of there for me. I dig it. I can usually find something in there that I love, including all of them that John just brought up. All awesome. Watch The Holy Grail way too many times. I think Life of Brian a little underrated, but man, that to me is just a little bit more bang for my buck. But man,
and
love all that stuff.
that's actually, you know, a fight in that whole genre, like that lineage of movies. Which one was better? You know, and they never talk about History of the World, like, or what is that? What it's called? History of the World, or is it History of something?
Yeah, Brooks definitely has that one. That one's
that's a Mel Brooks. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other Monty Python one?
Is it Flying? No, I was gonna say Flying Circus, but that was the show.
That's the show. What's the one where like the dude keeps eating and then the Irish person keeps popping out babies? What the hell is that movie?
I'm blanking on that one now.
I
I know the one that you're talking about. Just one.
Yeah,
more
at the beginning it has like the old men fighting like in the mail room, and it's like the two buildings or whatever. I can't remember. I could be mixing things up too, because that's, you know, drugs hasn't helped my memory in any.
They help the movies.
Is it The Meaning of Life?
Yeah,
it is Meaning of Life. Yeah,
Meaning of Life.
Meaning of Life.
Yeah.
He's Bob loves movies for a fucking reason. There he is. He comes through.
I had to look it up because
It's all right. Hey, listen, it's all right. It's all right. There's nothing taken from you on that. But yeah, Meaning of Life, like that movie was like weird to me because that had the scene with a fishy fish. Like I was like, what in the fuck am I like? I've done a lot of acid, but what in the fuck am I watching right now? It's like one of those scenes where it's like, what? So the other question I wanted to ask, because I don't know if anybody went through this. So I went through a phase where I was like, before I stopped kind of watching TV and movies, that's been about 9 or 10 years, where I don't really like, I'll go see movies. Like me and John have the luxury of having an awesome theater near us where it's literally like $5 to get in. And
nice.
it's like,
oh, hell yeah.
Fantastic. It's a nice little small theater too.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got a great big screen and it's just a small little place and it's really neat. And I think I've told Gray about this. They actually do stuff like Trailer Park Boys have been there. Other casts have been there from different things, and they'll premiere stuff, and they have like Halloween like coming up. They have like all the Universal monster movies they'll play where you could buy on a weekend that they're doing. If there's not a new release, they'll do like a weekend pass that you pay for, right? And you can come in anytime because it's 24 hours. They'll have for like 3 days up to Halloween, and then they'll play like the Hammer movies and Universal monster movies. It's awesome. It's really cool. And you'll get to see movies that you never would ever get to see on the big screen. Like I actually saw A New Hope. They had I know that George Lucas probably doesn't want to hear this, but they had the original cut of A New Hope because of the place is so fucking old. They still had it and they played it. And I don't know if you're allowed to do that. I have no idea, but they did. And I paid $4 and I saw it. So that was really cool. So, but what I was going to ask is do you guys ever watch any movies that were very like hard to watch? Like someone said, hey, there's this really cool movie and it's like very heavy subject matter. Have you ever had to like, did you ever go through that phase of like watching just fucked up movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cause I remember.
Yeah, I'm still in one of those.
So I watched 3 movies that like I'd never want to see again, but the first one was Lilia Forever. Has anybody ever seen that movie?
No.
It does not sound familiar.
Okay, so if you look for it, it's LYLJA and then the number 4 and then ever, right? I think it's what's that place in Russia? Estonia. I think it's an Estonian movie. It's very fucked up, like really fucked up, and it's about this girl who her mom ends up leaving her, basically like she's going to the USA for a better life, and she's like, we're gonna come get you, but obviously they never do, right? And she sees one of her friends like who prostitutes herself out to make money, and that's what she kind of has to do. And this guy that she meets one night out at a bar is like, you know, they start dating and whatever, totally grooms her. It's like, we're going to Norway or one of those Scandinavian places. He's like, I'll meet you there, gets her a ticket. Some dude just picks her up, dude, and literally locks her in a freaking room. And she's basically like a whore. Like, wow. They just come in. But the craziest part is at the beginning of the movie, you see her like she's all bruised up and like messed up, and she's running and she's about to jump off a bridge. And I won't ruin the ending for you because there's a lot more in it than that. But like, dude, it's one of those movies that's like, it makes you like, just like, what? Who is making this? Who thought like this is the story I need to tell? But have you guys watched any of those like heavy subject matter movies, Warren?
Oh
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
One that comes to my head is Precious.
Oh my god,
That was just so damn brutal. I felt so bad for that girl because everything that could possibly go wrong to her went wrong to her for that whole entire movie, and it was just like, oh Jesus! Like, is she gonna walk outside and just get randomly hit with a rock or something? Good Lord,
dude.
That-
When she's going down the steps, was it her mom or someone throws something down at her while she's pregnant?
Yeah, she's like pregnant. She has like AIDS. She can't read. Like every single possible thing that could go wrong with a person happened to her in her like 20 years.
God.
And it was just such a brutal movie. Well acted, but it was just like, good Lord. I was just pushing myself through that one.
Yeah, I went through a phase with just watching those Bobs. Does any movie come to mind for you?
I guess it's not so much like a phase or anything like that, but just one that comes off the top of my head. I mean, that's tough subject matter. Schindler's List.
Ooh.
I mean, that's
great
that's
movie.
that's not exactly an easy watch, know. But like the scene where they take all the women and they take them into the shower, and you think they're about to get gassed. I mean, you're on the edge of your seat at that moment, and the scene also at the end of the movie where you see Liam Neeson saying, "This car, that's 10 more people right here. This pin, that's 2 more people." And it's tough to watch.
That scene still like gets me emotional.
Yeah,
like when he's like sitting there talking about his oh yeah, that one's rough.
John, do you have any movies that you can remember that?
Yeah, Requiem for a Dream.
God damn it! That
So
movie,
good, so hard to watch.
Damn it!
I just feel dirty after watching that movie.
Yeah, but the performance, it's like the only time
It's
Leto was
amazing. That's what, yeah. See now that's the issue that I have with Jared Leto is that was like the first time I saw him and I was like, damn, this dude is an amazing actor. And then he's pretty much shit the bed in everything I've seen him in since.
When Marlon Wayans, he's like grooving with the mirrors.
Oh.
She's like, "Baby, what you doing?" He's like, "I just groove with these mirrors, baby." And then dude gets his arm cut off. And then the mom. What's up with the mom? Dude, that whole story with the mother is, dude, that is
Ellen
bizarre.
Burstyn, isn't it?
What's that?
Man, I think it's Ellen Burstyn is the actress on there,
yeah.
but man, an amazing performance from her.
Dude, awesome. Gray, I know you have some. What do you
Yeah, so definitely Requiem is on my list, but a Serbian film, like if you don't know, don't watch it. It's not for you.
I think I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sallow or 120 Days of Sodom. It's horrible. If you want to get into like some French ones, Irreversible or Irreversible.
Don't watch Sallow, people. Do not watch.
Just don't watch French films. There's also Martyrs. It's kind of like a way darker version of Heretic that was around before. Happiness, if you want like this weird depressingness. Titane, a woman falls in love with a car. It's really weird. Along the lines of like World War II movies, if you haven't seen Come and See, man, that movie is so powerful, but so much like Requiem for a Dream. It is just so hard to watch that. All the human centipedes.
Jesus.
I thought for sure you were going with like Cannibal Holocaust, where that's so hard to watch for a different reason.
It is hard to watch.
Really shitty movie, but then the turtle, man, the turtle.
Yeah, the turtle scene is fucked up, and the monkey, and like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well,
so then you could go with like.
Oh, I was going to say, let's not forget Kids.
I was gonna.
I was literally gonna say that you get to like the youngsters, so you got Kids, Cuties, Lolita. Man, there's some like horrible ones in there. There's this really awesome Spanish film from last year called The Coffee Table. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I have not seen it, but there's a guy who I watch on YouTube that does like those type like heavy subject matter movies, and he has like the ghoul, and that was one of them.
It's the most tension I've experienced watching a film, but it's kind of like one of those bombs under the table movies where like that someone's going to find this thing and it's just a matter of time. But man, that one's really tough, especially if you can't see violence towards kids. That's really tough.
Has any of you seen Mysterious Skin?
No.
Yes.
God damn it, that movie. My God, I can never watch that movie ever again. Ever again. Like, because of one scene. Because of one scene in that movie, I just can't.
But there's other scenes in that movie. It's famous for other reasons.
Yes, I know, but there's one scene in it that, like, so the premise is these two boys. One's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, right? That's his name? Joseph.
Yeah.
Like that, there's two boys. They run a baseball team, and one of them is having like nightmares and nosebleeds, and he has a section of time that is taken from him, and he thinks he was abducted by aliens, and he starts figuring out that he was taken by aliens, right? Well, on the flip side, the other kid, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, was this little kid who was like completely fucked up, like, and his baseball coach was molesting him, but not really, because the kid liked it, right, and thought it was cool. Well, come to find out that the other kid wasn't abducted by aliens. He was also molested by the coach. But there's a fucking scene in that movie where they have the little kid like getting ready to be banged, right? And there's Fruit Loops falling from the sky, and the kid's like, yay! And the coach looks at the camera and he goes, "It's gonna happen." And I'm like, God damn it! Why am I watching this? What am I watching? What am I doing? Why do these movies exist?
It's a good performance, though. Like, that's one of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like most realistic ones. There's a couple of other ones. Elephant. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a school shooting movie. There's another one that's a school shooting movie, but it's from like the parents' point of view. We need to talk about Kevin.
Yes,
man,
I do know about that movie. Yes.
There's some fun films that just tackle some really dark subject matter.
Yeah, and I would say it was a phase I went through because I can't watch them anymore. Lilia Forever is the one that killed me. After I saw that movie, I literally turned it off, and I was with my brother-in-law. I looked at him and I said, we're not watching any more of these movies, are we? And he goes, nope. I was like, thank God. Because man, that one is, oh man, the ending of that movie is so fucked, dude. And but there's like, you wonder, like, there's obviously an audience for every type of thing that's getting made, you know, like, so I just, it boggles my mind sometimes when that I end up watching this stuff. Like, you know, you watch like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like stuff like that to me is just funny. I don't know why it just never hit me as like, you know, scary. Mm-hmm. Like the Leatherface, the fat guy, like, shut up, dude. Like I don't know, those type of movies don't, like, horror movies do not scare me in the least. Is there any horror movies that you guys were genuinely afraid of, Warren?
When I was 14, I first watched Exorcist, and I remember it wasn't really getting to me that much, but then it came to the scene where she grabs the cross and she's like jabbing it, and she's like, "Let Jesus, F me," and I was like, I never seen anything like that before at 14, and I was just like, oh, I just turned it off at that point. But that was probably because I don't get scared from like the Jason movies, the Freddy movies, Chucky. Those jump scare movies never really got to me. Even more of the modern day horror films, I only really like the ones like The Witch and. But those aren't even scary. Those are just good films, you know. The Beach.
One question about The Exorcist, though. Did that turn you off of like split pea soup or just
No.
Yes, it did. Although I was never a fan, I just said, you know what? That's probably not something I'm ever going to eat after I saw it regurgitated all over every person in this film. Bob, do you like horror movies, or is it something?
You know, that's got to be my least favorite genre is horror movies, but there are a few films that I do like within the genre. I'll probably agree with Lunchbox. The Exorcist was probably the one for me. One more recent, and I guess it's not too recent at this point, but the first Conjuring film kind of gave me similar vibes. With that, not quite as scary as the original Exorcist, but I did really like that first Conjuring film, and then one that actually does have an impact on me, and to this day, and I guess you kind of consider it a horror movie, but Jaws. I won't go swimming because of that. I'm like, I don't belong in the water. I see what has happened to everybody else. I'm not going in. Screw that.
Bob's been marked. He's terrified. No more water for Bob.
Like,
which is funny,
arachnophobia affected me more.
You know what's funny
horror
is
films,
that
Yep.
I won't go in
Same.
the water, but I have a fascination with sharks though because of Jaws. So
Do you
like I
do you
remember when I
watch
was
Shark
a kid.
Week and all that stuff?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I ended up doing a science fair project on sharks, and it ended up getting an article in the paper because of it and stuff. So, I mean, I had a fascination with sharks because of it, but I still don't want to get in the water.
My one shark story. So, me and my wife would go and visit my my mother-in-law, her mom, and she lived in Florida, right by Daytona, right? And we would always go to Mantanza Bay. It was really cool because on one side of the highway was the ocean, and on the other side was an inlet. And the inlet was only like 6 foot deep, but it got warm, like really, really, really warm. And you could like sit in there, and there was awesome fish in there. So we're out by the ocean. And this is when my oldest son was probably like 7. And he liked picking up shells and stuff like that. And I kept telling him there was like, I couldn't see what they were, but you could see the shadows in the water. You know, I was like, hey, be careful. Right. And he's standing there and we're walking. My wife's talking, and out of the corner, I saw something. I just went, no. Picked up. It was a freaking baby hammerhead shark about this long. And I was like, fuck you. That's true story. I swear to God. But John, is there any like horror movies that you like, or is horror movie anything that you care about? Or
I've never really been into horror movies too much. Somebody said arachnophobia. That's probably about the closest thing because that's something I was legit terrified of as a kid. So more so movies like that are more realistic things that I should be afraid of instead of like a dude in a hockey mask. You know, so
yeah, like I'm not afraid of Jason, but you show me bums on the street with knives, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know where I live. I got more of a chance of running into a bum with a knife at Speedway than I do a,
That's very true.
Psychopath.
That is very true. That is very true. I'm lucky. I live on the other side of the mountain where I could go outside and walk around with a spoon. And the worst thing I have to worry about is packs of wild dogs.
Packs of wild.
Which is a true story. I was on the phone with him, and a fucking pack of wild dogs, like 6 of them, start chasing me. And I had to jump up on top of my car, and I'm on the phone with him, and he's like, dude, what in the fuck? And it's like, it's dogs. They're just chasing me.
Were they like sizable dogs or like chihuahuas?
Yeah,
like,
no, they look like Labradors and stuff like that.
Well, didn't you say somebody on the like the town Facebook page was warning you about
the dogs
packs of dogs?
Yes. Yeah, on the Marlin Heights Facebook group that people were being warned about. There's like over the hill, there's like, it goes towards the river, and I guess there's like abandoned dogs that live there, and they were hard to catch, but not this night, man. Fucking 6 of them chased me up on top of a car. But yeah, dude, so great horror movies. Is it something you like?
I love them. I'm into like everything. I've seen most of them. They don't affect me like I guess they should affect normal people. Sorry, my dog is freaking out for some reason.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I absolutely love them. So I was probably exposed to him like. Sorry, I thought he was under control, but he's not. But yeah, I absolutely love him. I was probably exposed to him way too early. Some of my favorites are like Alien, like the original one. I know it's a little bit more sci-fi, but man, that original one is so.
It still has the tension of a horror movie, and I do like Alien. I do like Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna like kind of point out is that kind of tension that we're not really gonna show you stuff, kind of like Jaws had, like Alien has. That is the kind that gets me. So the other ones that really kind of get me are kind of like the Japanese horror, like The Ring or Ringu, all those ones, The Grudge. For some reason, like if you just show me like a very pale Asian child, it's gonna scare me every single time. I don't know why, but they kind of like stick with me for some reason.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw The Ring. It was actually Ringu. It was that Korean?
The real one.
Is that a Korean movie or?
I'm gonna say it's Japanese, but
Is it
perhaps
Japanese?
I'm incorrect.
Okay.
I
Well,
think it's
so.
Japanese, but yeah.
I saw that with subtitles. Now, I don't know if the subtitles were correct because it was a fan sub, like, you know how that was back in the torrent days. And I watched it and I was like, I don't know. There's something about horror movies, and like, I'll just be honest. Like, my wife loves horror movies. Now, I like the old like Universal monster movies and like the Hammer movies. Like those to me, like, yeah, they considered horror, but I more look at those as like for the makeup, the atmosphere of the sets design, like stuff like that. Like the first scene in Frankenstein with the graveyard, like that's amazing looking. Like I thought that was
For
brilliant
sure.
looking stuff like. But for some reason, like I am the worst person to bring to like horror movies because I laugh. I think it's fucking hilarious. And like ghost shows and ghost movies and all that stuff, dude. Like I'm the dude that like you go to a haunted jail, dude. I'd be like, fuck, dude, I get a free alone time. Put me in the darkest cell all the way down there, and I will sleep my ass off. And John can tell you, I would be like, fuck this, I don't care. It's giving off electromagnetism. You mean like every fucking thing else in the world? Yeah, I get it. You're scared. Shut up. Like, let's go to bed now. You know, and I don't know. For some reason, horror movies were never my thing, man. Like, I think action movies and like documentaries. I love documentaries. I could watch a documentary on anything if it's done well, especially like talking head documentaries. For some reason, like I just gravitate towards those quite a bit.
I like the historical ones that have like the actors. So like you'll play out a scene and then they'll have the person talk about it. A lot of good Roman ones going on like that right now.
I did several of those on like a bunch of the U.S. presidents on the History Channel. Like,
year,
those
were good too.
Yeah, those were pretty good because they did that same type of thing.
I saw there's I know it's on one of the streaming services, but it was from CNN. It was actually like about presidents and their administrations and like stuff that went down behind their administrations, and it might be on HBO Max. I'm not sure. It's called The Presidential Years. I know that. Okay. And they have like one on George Bush Jr. They have one on Ronald Reagan. They have one on Jimmy Carter and stuff like that. It was very interesting, very well done to see how they handle big, things that happen, like the Iran hostage crisis, stuff like that. But yeah, so documentaries. Is there a documentary that you watched? Because there's always that one, that people are like, this changed my life. Everybody remembers Zeitgeist. That you couldn't go anywhere on YouTube without someone posting Zeitgeist the movie. And I'm like, fuck, shut up about this fucking like, the Illuminati and all this stuff. But is there a documentary that you really like, or is documentary anything that you care about? Gray?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I just watched a few different ones like within the last week. Ozzy, No Escape from Now, The Truth About Jussie Smollett, Trainwreck, Mayor of Mayhem, and John Candy, I Like Me.
I watched that. Did you? I didn't watch the I Like Me yet. Is it good? I heard it's great.
So there's some of my favorite Candy movies that they basically call like slop, which sucks. I love The Great Outdoors. I love Harry Crumb, Armed and Dangerous. Like there's a bunch of these that
they
basically kind of shun in that. Kind of. They show clips from them where he's talking about like he did some bad movies for the money. But man, I dug those, but it's got this weird kind of dour tone, especially when it opens up. And I don't know, when I think of John Candy, I just think of like the nicest, most funny, like I don't know, I don't think of like this weird sad tone, and they really kind of open up on it. I wanted to love it. I don't hate it, but it didn't connect the way that I thought it would, which sucks because John Candy is like up there for me. He is just one of my favorites.
You did bring up the Trainwreck series, which I've watched. Did anybody watch Trainwreck, the Poop Cruise? Did anybody watch that?
I didn't, mainly because of the name, but I dug the, what's his name? Ford, the mayor one, the mayor of Mayhem.
Oh, the mayor that smoked crack?
Yeah, Rob Ford.
Bob Ford.
The best Canadian.
Yeah. So
was the Poop Cruise one worth watching?
It's not really. It's just fucking hilarious. It's just hilarious, dude. Like basically, like the plumbing. There was a fire in one of the ships, right? And it was like took out 2 engines. So one of them was the backup, right? So basically the plumbing went down. And instead of like, this is how stupid people are. They tried to figure out everything. They were like, hey, if you have to go pee, go ahead. But if you have to go poop, go in these bags. And people are like, I'm not doing that. So what did they do? They just piled up mounds of shit into toilets. So you're not willing to poop in a fucking bag, but you're willing to fucking make a pyramid reaching to the top of the, like, it just unbelievably stupid. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And it was just basically like Lord of the Flies on a Carnival cruise ship, basically. So, I mean,
That sounds like it could be cool.
I mean, if you were there, maybe, but watching
I want to be on the poop
secondhand-
cruise, man.
Oh, dude, I would have loved to have been there, dude. It would have been hilarious. I'd have been shitting everywhere. I'd have made myself shit. And I have Crohn's disease, so that shit would have been everywhere, all over the place. I'd have been doing it all over, man. I'd have made people watch. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, I think one of the genres of movies, being a comic book fan, that I think goes by the wayside is fantasy. Everybody here into fantasy movies, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Super into fantasy. Anything sword and sorcerer, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the first fantasy movie that you watched, and you could say Star Wars, I guess, because that is a fantasy. That's pretty high fantasy. It's space opera fantasy. What do you think was the first fantasy movie that really got you into that genre, Warren?
Kroll.
Kroll?
Yeah, Kroll. I watched it. We only had like 5 channels, and I remember Kroll showed up on one of them, and then I got the VHS of it. And that was kind of my first time seeing fantasy, because I came into Star Wars a little bit later just because of accessibility. And my house is more about action comedies and stuff along those lines. So, but yeah, Kroll I remember because it had that badass blade thing and the Cyclops guys. Just that was one of those movies that I really loved growing up.
Bob?
For me, obviously, Star Wars is going to be right at the top of that list. But I remember the one that I watched a lot as a kid was The Never-Ending Story.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I remember
Treyu.
Would you look back at it? I mean, it's kind of weird when you really look back at it. There was a lot of weird shit in that movie, but I still like
the
it.
horse scene. Like, that is like the craziest, like, saddest scene to put into a kid's movie.
Well, is that the one where the horse sinks and dies?
Yes.
Yeah,
in the pit,
like
the
depressed
despair. Yeah.
Despair.
But yeah, that's got to be one that really got me into fantasy movies.
Well, it's one of those films too that you watch as an adult, it means so much different because it's like, because there's so much stuff in there that was not meant for kids, and then when you watch as an adult, you're just like, oh, I completely resound with that much more now.
John, is there a fantasy movie that you liked as a kid or later on?
Yeah. Labyrinth.
Oh, hell yeah.
David Bowie's giant cock.
His magical bulge got me into the genre. I don't know what else to say.
The Princess Bride was the first one that I saw.
Princess Bride was a fantastic
that's another
movie.
great one.
Yeah, that was like, well, not the first one that I saw, because like we weren't allowed to watch certain movies because if it had magic in it. I remember like my parents were like, no Willow in this household. I'm like, fucking.
Willow is amazing.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that's.
Did you watch that creepy Chronicles of Narnia cartoon?
No, but I did see the BBC Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and Prince Caspian.
Yeah, they had a cartoon.
The BBC ones, you said?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They had a cartoon that was kind of filmed in those old Lord of the Rings style movies, like that 80s animation. And I only knew about it because I went to church and it was time for the kids to go to the kid area. So I go to the kid area and I'm watching this cartoon about these goat people and this talking lion fighting an ice witch. And I'm like, what kind of church what's going on here?
I didn't know Jesus was a lion.
That's kind of badass. Like, I don't remember this in the Bible.
but Labyrinth, that was 100% massive high fantasy, man.
Oh,
some
yeah.
of the
Kind of creepy.
yes, some of the what you call it, muppetry or puppetry or
It was Jim Henson.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Same
so I
with
think
like the
both
Dark
work.
Crystal, the Dark
That was the
Crystal.
one I was going to
Yep.
say. Dark
Mhm.
Crystal.
Yeah. So like those, I mean, that was huge. Like Jim Henson, people, I think his impact on that style of movie could be, you know, I think that could hold up because it's obviously there. You're not looking at Uncanny Valley. And with today's technology, imagine the Muppets you could, I know it sounds ridiculous, but imagine the
Well, no, I
Muppets
mean-
you could make.
Right here is
Yeah.
a modern day Muppet puppet, which works in the series. I think if Jim Henson was still around, and they wanted to do a more rated R or PG-13 movie, you could
Mhm.
pull it off today. I think quite easily.
Like, and imagine like the first time people saw like King Kong, you know, like you look at it now and yeah, it looks ridiculous, but back then, like
blowing people's minds.
It had to have, man. Like being in on the ground floor of cinema must have been incredible, you know, with special effects and stuff like that, and film over top of film and placing it together, splicing all that stuff. Like with fantasy, you can get away, I think, with a lot more things. But Gray, what was some of your favorite fantasy movies, or what got you into the genre?
A lot of them that were mentioned, Willow for sure. But all of those, like Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, I dug all of those. Probably the one that I watched. Oh yeah, Legend as well. Probably the one that I watched the most was like the Star Wars series, specifically Empire. I don't know why I never really watched the other ones, but you know, space wizards, swords, it's great. But there was kind of another fantasy that I was super into. Like they're those 80s kind of coming of age kind of fantasy ones, like Flight of the Navigator, Explorers, all those kinds. Like I was super into that when I was a kid. But my dad also wanted me to see like kind of the fantasy from when he was a kid. So he was showing me like Sinbad and the Seven Voyages, Clash of the Titans, all those awesome ones with like the stop motion. Man, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Fantasy is like my thing, man. It's what I usually read like most books on. If I'm looking to escape, like fantasy is great. I love the world building. Just man, if they get that right, it is just awesome. Like I truly get to detach from reality. It's great.
And that was one thing that they didn't really police in my life was books. I could read a lot of books, so I got a lot of books from like comic books. Hold on a second. I sent you a link, Savage Dad. I think I sent you a link, didn't I? To your Facebook.
Hopefully you didn't send it to MSK.
Oh God, please no.
But it's like I books got me in, and yeah, I read a lot of romance novels, Savage. That's exactly what I did. I really did.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
But I got into like Robert Jordan. I tried to read Tolkien. It just, and I've read them. I've actually
songs,
read
man.
It was just like, I don't know. It like I could read a Robert Jordan book that was like 1,100 pages in like literally like 5 days. I could read
Robert Jordan is amazing.
A 400.
He deserves so much more than that show.
A 400-page Tolkien book took me like a year. It just felt like time stopped when I was reading his books. I don't know, like, and I'm not saying anything to his writing style or anything like that. It just, that's the way it felt. But fantasy for me was huge because like some of the movies that I did watch before Princess Bride, even though that was the first one, I thought that really gripped me. But I watched, like, my parents watched a lot of like old movies, like Errol Flynn's Robin Hood. Like I saw that like whenever I was young, and like Westerns. My dad was huge John Wayne fan, and like, so I saw like Stagecoach and stuff like that, the old movies. And there's this one movie, and I can't remember what it is, right? And I just remember seeing this, and it stuck with me for so long. And it's one of John Wayne's war movies. Comes into the triage center, and he looks at him, and he looks at this guy. He goes, "What happened to him?" And the guy goes, "He fell into a pit of punji sticks." And he goes, "That's a bad way to find out about bungee sticks." Dude's legs are like gone, dude. Like that's like, and he just leaves. And I'm like, or the movie where he picks up the kid and just throws him into the water. You know, like that.
That's
like
an
stuff
awesome
like,
one.
I can't remember the name of it, but like the cowboys and
Not
like stuff like
Paint
that.
Your Wagon or something like that.
It could be.
I know I saw that one. What about you know, an actor who has that much range? Let's have him play Genghis Khan. Does that count as a fantasy or no?
Yes.
That movie literally gave him cancer, and everyone else who was on the set of the radioactive set that they were filming it on. But
dude, that like John Wayne was in so many movies. What was it? She wore a yellow ribbon. Like, dude, so many. There was one where he was like an Irish guy. What the hell was that? And he just like fought like the entire movie with a bunch of other Irish people, and he was trying to win the heart of a young lass.
Oh, The Quiet Man.
Quiet Man. That's what it is. There you go.
Okay, one of the scene I love in that movie is when he finally decides he's going to fight the brother.
Yes,
because his wife had been wanting him to stand up for her honor and get her dowry, and so to push him to do it, she goes off to the train station to leave him, and so he goes down to the train station, grabs her, and he's walking her all the way back to town, and all the townspeople are starting to gather behind him and walk with him. Well, at one point, this lady comes up to him and she says, "Here, sir, here's a stick to beat the lovely lady with." You know, she hands him a stick, and he's like, "Thank you." You know?
The 60s.
Dude, like, remember that woman was always like talking about backhanding the other women too in that movie. She was, you know, a little hit never hurt nobody, like stuff like that. And you're like, wait, what? What are we talking about here? It gives that Sean Connery interview with a little slap, you know, it gives that a whole entirely new meaning. So it was like Westerns, anything you guys were into at all, Warren?
My dad was into them, but I didn't really pay attention to them until Tombstone came along. And then Tombstone, you know, of course, you like Unforgiven, Tombstone. There's a bunch of spaghetti Westerns I watched afterwards, but it was Tombstone that really changed me when it came to Westerns. And I just watched it the other night. Like I'll watch it every once in a while. And such a great movie. It's amazing to hear about all of the stuff that went wrong with the production of that, and they still put together, in my opinion, one of the Mount Rushmore Western films. I mean, up there, it arguably top 5, if not top 3 Western films was Tombstone, and I absolutely love that movie.
Do you think that's I was about to say, is that the definitive Val Kilmer? You know,
the guy who played Ringo said that he's never met Val Kilmer. He's only met Doc Holliday. That's crazy. It's just how crazy Val Kilmer got into that role. I don't know if it's his best role, but it's definitely up there in his highlight reel.
I think it's his definitive role for me. Like that, or
I have a dog named Huckleberry because of him. I'm just saying, man. Like that's my defining one.
But do you have like a zillion pets? Like one of them was bound to be named Huckleberry, right? No.
Yeah, but this guy's got an anger problem. He's
okay. So he pulls a 6-shooter. So that's he's got anger issues. Bob, do you like Westerns? Is that
I like them. I'm not crazy about them, but I like them. I think the one that I probably liked the most was Unforgiven. I think that's probably my favorite. Well, I take that back. That's a close second to my all-time favorite, which Back to the Future 3. That's got to be my all-time favorite Western with Clint Eastwood, you know. But no, Unforgiven is probably my favorite. Tombstone was also really good. The one I was kind of disappointed in recently was that Horizon movie that Kevin Costner did. I was really hoping for a lot more because I thought it was so beautifully shot.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it had a lot.
Everything they show us. Come on, like where's the part 2, part 3?
Yeah,
like,
they finished part 2. Oh yeah, just release it.
Well, yeah, they had a trailer to show you for the last 10 minutes of it.
They pulled from release date, and they were hoping that the video market would put enough buzz behind the first Horizon that they could build kind of a cult following and then release the second one. But I have no idea if the second one will even see the light of day, or if it will go straight to streaming, or what's going to happen now.
John,
I hope it at least goes straight to streaming because it was. I need a story to finish.
John,
hate that.
were you into westerns at all, or like your grandfather? Or
My great grandfather was,
okay.
and my great grandfather was around till I believe I was about 20 years old.
God
And
damn.
every time I would go over to his house and I would go say hi to him, he would have, I don't know if it was like Nick at Night or whatever station would rerun all the Gunsmoke. Yeah, you'd have. He was always watching some kind of western.
Mhm.
Always. That was his go-to. But for me, not so much. I never really like sought out any western movies to. I mean, I enjoyed like Tombstone,
Right.
things like that. But it was never really something that I was like, damn, there's a western coming out, I'm gonna go see it.
Well, I think that's also like the age that we grew up in. If we weren't latching on to what our parents were watching, which was huge back in the day, westerns. Like a lot of the stuff that we would get on would probably be comedy. The 80s and 90s comedy. I mean, there were so many good comedies back then.
Oh yeah.
As compared to now, like that wasn't a huge thing. I think that's why Tombstone and like Unforgiven, they were so big, and stuff like Deadwood. You know what I mean? Like because they were actually good. And
Deadwood
it wasn't
was really
just
good.
It wasn't just another here's 9,000 spaghetti westerns. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Quick and the Dead, the Sam Raimi one with
There you go.
Gene
Yeah.
Hackman, another one.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Yeah.
if you want something a little long, kind of like Horizon, it was a couple weeks back. I actually watched Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp. Like, if you want that OK Corral story, really fucking good. Like the whole story of him. I'd forgotten about that one. In all honesty, I was looking for another Kevin Costner western. Actually, I can't remember the name of it. That's impossible to find. It is expensive as shit to get the DVD on eBay of it. I wish I could remember the name of it right now. I'd have to look it up again. It's in my eBay history, but I got Wyatt Earp. I put it in. I didn't even realize how damn long the movie was. It's like it is a historical, not a documentary, but it is kind of a documenting of all of Earp's life.
Mhm.
I forgot what Kevin Costner looked like when he was that fucking young. Damn, it was like a completely different guy. But yeah, it was really good. It was really, really good. I'm like, what? Like,
Are you talking about Silverado?
Silverado is a young Kevin Costner, like almost.
And then there's also Open Range that he did.
Open Range, I remember that. I do remember.
Open Range is the one. Yes, that is hard to find on. Finding physical media of that's like that's my great white whale at the moment. I usually get caught on one of these pieces that, like my last one I solved when I was up north, one I'd been looking for a while. I missed earlier when I wasn't on for horror.
There you
but
go.
There you go.
Vampires. I grabbed that $6 used at a bookstore. I'm like, yes, I've been looking for that one for a minute.
So,
but yeah,
you mentioned Kevin Costner westerns. Did you ever get the extended edition of Dances with Wolves?
No, I have not.
Okay, so Dances with Wolves is already a long film, but the extended edition's got like an hour put back in the movie.
Are you serious?
And
So it's
I
like
remember
4.5 hours.
long.
Yeah, it's like it's like a
Holy
4-hour movie, but it's got a bunch of stuff that the books had in it that ended up on the cutting room floor, and it's little stuff here and there that gets added back in, and it makes some of the stuff make more sense. Like specifically, why is it that nobody knew he was out there by himself? There's a little detail like where you see that colonel actually burning the orders or something like that before he ends up offing himself.
Oh,
And so
that
there's
makes
little
sense.
stuff here and there that get put back in, and some of it was just that was in the book and just kind of completes the story. I like the extended cut.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty cool. I usually end up liking the extended cuts. I kind of like the direct. Like I like when a director can really give me his whole story, the whole statement about a film that they're trying to make. Like when you see things get chopped up a little too much in the editing room, I think it shows in movies. Like I can't remember who it was that was trying to say that the extended edition of Lord of the Rings is not as good as the theatrical. Fuck no, dude. Not even.
I only
better.
watched the extendeds.
Yeah,
On the Hobbit and on the Lord of the Rings.
And I will. Yeah, I only have the extended. I picked this up and I'm gonna get all 3 of the rest of them because I'm a physical media nerd, and I know I can get them cheaper, but I like the steelbooks, so I got this.
Steelbooks are nice.
Steelbooks are nice. So I'm getting the other 2. They're only like $30, but it's the 4K steelbooks. Are cool.
So the other subject was, since we were talking about like Kevin Costner, the age of like massive movie stars, like that
is dead.
Except for maybe Tom Cruise. Maybe it was more like
he's done, man. He's kind of done though. I think he's
but still, it's the same thing. Like you could still say
big,
the Tom Cruise movie is coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know, dude. The last Mission Impossibles did not. Top Gun was fucking awesome. Top Gun was completely fucking awesome, and I didn't dislike the Mission Impossible movies. I wish they would have done better. The last 2
a thing,
I enjoyed.
Like, the last one before him was Johnny Depp, but like before that there was like so many stars that like it was almost like it didn't matter what movie or kind of movie they were in, you went and saw it. Like I remember like the Russell Crowe era, like after Gladiator.
That doesn't exist anymore, though, man.
You have the opposite. It's when we see Jared Leto, we know not to go to.
Yes,
that's very true. That's very.
It's never going to not be Morbin time if Jared Leto's in the movie. I'm just saying,
dude. I'll say this: Morbius was one movie where my wife, who usually loves everything, right? She's just one of those people. If you gotta find the good in it, and she loved Morbius. It was the only comic books that she ever owned was actual Morbius books. I'm not even shitting you. And when she saw that movie, she went, "So that sucked, didn't it?" And I went, yes, it did. It was terrible. It was not a good movie. She was like, "Man, that sucks." She's like, "The only character I like, and they make a shit movie." And I'm like, "Well, what did you think it was gonna be? It was Jared Leto playing Dr. Vampire." Like, what?
Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man.
I've still yet to actually. I will say I've still yet to actually finish watching the whole movie.
You didn't miss anything. You could watch a black screen with your eyes closed and pretend that there's something there, and it's probably better than what I saw.
Just go to YouTube and see all of the action scenes in one video.
Question for the panel. Question for the panel. I'm going to put this to all of you. Watch Morbius and then a double feature of Morbius and Craven, or 5-hour MSK stream.
Ooh,
that you're Give me on. Morbius and Craven.
I was about to say Morbius and Craven. The only reason why is because I could probably go to the bathroom and pause. MSK is like one of those things where you start hearing him in your head, the demons are starting to talk to you, and then sometimes you have to respond. Well, if you're Gray, all you do is make fun of him for fucking 5 hours.
Yeah, Gray.
Man, 5 hours though? That's a little too much.
That's a lot.
It's terrible,
best in small doses.
It's horrible, man.
I think Craven would have been better if it wasn't Craven. It was just jazzed up hunter guy hunting mobsters. He would have been a better movie because the action,
of course, it
wasn't terrible.
The action was fine in the movie,
and I love the main actor. I love that kid, but it was terrible.
But because you have if you're making Craven, right? Everybody who reads comics knows Craven's Last Hunt, and then you have the face of. So if you're not making one of those two stories, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
so I'm gonna make an argument here that both Craven and Morbius, you can actually laugh at that. Where MSK, you're just going to struggle to listen to it. So I'm going Morbius and Craven.
I'm going Morbius and Craven as well.
Morbius and Craven, yeah.
And John's probably I don't even want to know who MSK is. And if I
I was in one of his streams.
Oh, that's right.
In one of his streams before.
We're sorry.
Yeah. And I've never seen Morbius or Craven, so I'm going to go with them.
There will be laughs at least. At least you'll laugh at the choices that were made, because there were some choices.
Oh god, that's fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. So comedy, we're saving the comedies for because that's probably a wide range subject, because I think every person, unless you've met someone who just hates life and hates themselves, everybody likes to laugh. So there's always, whether you like romantic comedies or slapstick comedies or just comedies in general. I think comedy, me and Gray did a stream on just comedy itself. I I think that's something that everybody can latch to. Now, whether you like the same movie or the same show or the same genre, that's, up for debate. But comedy movies were 100% something that I loved. Like, and, Animal House, stuff like that. It was funny because, like, if you remember, like, Fox, like on Saturdays, like after cartoons were done, they would always play like those, like, Porkies and stuff that you can't even get away with on regular TV. Like, why was it on there? If you're the show, the titties,
it was syndicated. They would just buy them and they would run the syndicated cuts of them. But yeah, that was always on like whatever channel, Saturday and Sunday afternoons. That was the kind of shit that just ran.
Right. And what got me was the first time that I saw One Crazy Summer and Better Off Dead. They were back to back, and I thought they were the funniest things I had ever seen. Like, Better Off Dead to me, still, I can watch those, and the freaking just the John Cusack being funny was actually like, oh, that's what you were good at then, like.
Yeah, he was decent at being funny. He should have stuck with it. Or like I remember the first time I saw Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh gosh. Jonathan Silverman.
Oh, yeah. I always say that, like, that you're an old millennial or a Gen Zer if you can remember seeing Wayne's World in the theater, even if it was as a kid. And I saw it in the theater as a kid. God, classic era of comedy, man.
Yep. Weekend at Bernie's was one of those movies where you always, like, whenever you have a job and there's always that one really old person that's there, and you're wondering if they are Weekend at Bernie's.
Exactly.
How are they getting around here? And, like, what is happening? Like, their soul is gone, their eyes are gone. Like, it's just like walking around with headphones.
That's how I feel some days.
It was the golden era of comedies. Like, comedies have never really built back. I mean, only during like the 90s and 80s and 90s and early 2000s could you do like, well, let's do a movie where these two college kids drag around a dead body for a weekend, or like Hot Shots, the Naked Gun movies, Ventura movies, all of this stuff. It was just this really beautiful golden era of comedies.
Well, it was so long you could do it too. Like, it was a good time, like all the way until like, I don't know, somewhere in the 2010s or just before, it just kind of stopped. Like what comedy would you go to the theater for today? Like, at all? I can't even.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun, yeah. So we did get a new Naked Gun, and it. I've heard that it's not bad. I'll probably see it when I can get it on physical media.
It's worth seeing.
It's worth watching.
Go.
Fucking Loaded Weapon, dude. Loaded Weapon.
Oh,
has one of my favorite.
Just watched that the other day, man.
Dude, it has one of my favorite scenes.
Major League, dude. Major League.
Loaded Weapon. Yeah. Whenever he goes into the boss, like the sergeant, when he goes in there and he's like, I gotta get revenge, man. I gotta find out who killed my partner. And without stop, he just looks up and goes, "You don't think it was the bullets?" Every time, dude. Every time it gets me. It gets me every fucking time.
Oh, dude.
I love the scene where earlier in the film where he tells him, "Oh yeah, I got this itching sensation on my head," and he gives him some Head and Shoulders, and you see him come out and he's actually soaping his hair.
Yes.
Well, then a little bit later in there, he's supposed to be doing like an athlete's foot commercial, and he takes off his shoe and his foot's on fire. And he's like, "I got this itchy burning sensation." He's like, well, "What'd you expect? Your foot's on fire."
Or he takes the coat. They do the scene with taking the cocaine off the knife, and he's just like, dude, that's it. That's another one like that. It was parodying, like when you got Danny Glover and Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon. Like, they don't make the good buddy movies anymore. They don't. I mean, do they? I don't know if they do.
Well,
like,
no, the best films, the buddy.
The best you get now is The Rock and Kevin Hart,
which is not good.
No,
well, I think I know we don't want to talk about the politics stuff, but I think we're starting to see it lightening up more, and we're gonna like the Naked Gun gave me faith that we're gonna start seeing more stuff that kind of feels like that 90s era, hopefully, where people aren't as sensitive and allow to have more stuff,
for sure. For sure.
And I think again, like it is. I don't think it has anything to do with politics. Why we'll see it again. Studios are hurting for fucking money. I mean, Paramount's about to buy fucking Warner Brothers. Comedies were cheap and they made bank. You didn't pay shit, and they made a fuck ton of money back in the day.
They don't.
Man.
Billy Madison.
The problem is they don't make as much as you'd
nothing.
think.
I'm talking about
those are kind of aberrations though. Like what. A lot of them got famous because they got like replayed and stuff, but they were bombs initially.
But
it's not a $1 billion film is the problem.
No, it's not a
and that's what they're looking for now.
But that's the problem. They're looking for $1 billion films. They don't need to make a lot of money. They need to net a decent amount of money. They need to cost little and make
$50 million movies that make $400 million.
Yeah, well, I like that. Like the Sound of Freedom
stuff that they make.
I mean, here's the thing.
Like the Sound of Freedom movie that made a shit ton for what it cost.
Let's be honest though. Like, and I agree. Lower budget, more, but that's an easy thing to say rather than do. That's like Hollywood for me. Like, and I've given up except for I'll go see superhero movies. Like me and John will go to that theater I told you about. We'll go see movies, but like. We don't ever talk. It's never talking about. We don't sit there and talk about movies. It's usually like television. Like we talk about, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's something we always look forward to. Or Trailer Park Boys. Like we don't ever really sit down and go, "Oh, dude, did you see this movie?" Like. And I'm 100% out of the loop. I 100% admit that, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about movies, because it's like I've been so far removed from that for so long. That I don't even know what's good anymore. And I think with the advent of people also not willing to go out and give anything a chance to, that also hurts a lot of things, because you have a lot of influence over. There's more people that go online to see what they feel about before they actually see something. It's like, I got to check my favorite YouTuber to see how I feel about this. Or I got to check Twitter. I don't know how.
A lot of that has to do with the cost of it too, though, dude. Like it's like $150 to take my kids to the movies. Like that's going to be something
on where you live.
Fucking wild.
Depends on where you live, though. It just does. It really does. Like because it's even in Pittsburgh, which is a expensive city. Like it's nowhere near that expensive to go to like cinema.
Oh, well, it costs like what is it like going to AMC? It's probably
for us AMC. Well, we don't
about
have
$10 a ticket.
We have cinema, so it's like $10 or $15, something like that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It definitely is for the family structure. 100%, it is, and a lot of things it
has to be something really big. Not big, but like if it's, I don't know, it'd have to be something both my wife and I want to go see too. Like it's, I'm not gonna go drop, because if you go by myself, it's gonna be after work, and then it's like fucking almost $20. If you go to one of the different format screens or some shit. It's got to be something worth seeing on a big screen. I have a 75-inch TV and fucking nice speakers. Like,
well, that's also what
watch it at home
too. Like, there's also the advent of streaming and movies. If you remember when you were a kid, like when a movie was done, first of all, it was in the theater for like half the year. Felt like it, and then it didn't come out for another year. Because I remember when Batman in '89, the VHS didn't drop till the end of 1990. It did not drop. It was forever. Christmas. It was Christmas time, because they replayed the same Christmas commercials that they used, and instead of him you remember how he used to batarang the movie tickets? It was him grabbing the VHS of it, and it was like Blockbuster and Family Video and all those places that are just gone now.
And back in those days, dude, that was huge for theater. Like movies used to be the preview for putting shit on physical media, because that's where they made money, piles of money.
Like, and you always heard about movies doing well on DVD that didn't necessarily do well in the theater, and that's kind of I think what Gray's talking about with comedies, because that's how a lot of it was.
Well, every Mike Judge one, they are just absolute failures. Every single one of them, to the point where the one that everybody loves, his kind of predictive future one,
Office Space,
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy was what I was trying to do, and I couldn't pull.
Okay.
Man, it was literally in theaters for 1 week. It bombed so hard they got rid of that shit. But they're super. What would you say? Like it got in the zeitgeist, and it was super influential. Like everybody knows Office Space, everybody knows Idiocracy, but man, they just weren't hits. It's just sad. Like comedy isn't like $1 billion thing, and that's what they're looking for. They're
So-
paying for like these
Yeah, and I think
IPs to.
it's
Yeah.
insanely it's ignorant of them to look for these giant IPs because they're losing so much more money on it when they do it though. When they flop and they don't make money, they're out.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
the budgets are so
Millions.
bloated and so ridiculous. But
Yeah, they're
John,
completely insane.
what were some of your favorite comedies? Watching growing up, or like even I know now it's more television, but like for movies,
Yeah.
what was some stuff that you like?
Billy Madison was one for me that I watched the shit out of. That was probably the only VHS tape that I ever wore out.
Dude, Half
But
Baked.
Half Baked was fantastic. But growing up, it was like I had my my mom and dad's VHS tape, so I had shit like Cheech and Chong, like Up in Smoke.
Oh
like
yeah,
said,
I remember that
Porky's.
when I was a
Earlier
kid,
we
dude.
said Porky's,
Yeah.
Animal House.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, comedies. I'll watch any comedy.
Yeah,
I
I'll
always like to
I'll
laugh,
give it a
so.
chance. Romantic comedy is the only one that I'm like.
There's very few and far between that I enjoy one of them.
Let me sell you, Lapsed, on an idea.
Oh,
Matthew
what?
McConaughey and Kate Beckinsale in a little romantic comedy called Tiptoes.
Oh, you
With,
have that? Holy
I
shit.
do have
Gary
it.
Oldman,
Wow.
Yes, with Gary Oldman and what's his face, the dwarf
Dinklage.
Dinklage
here-
is in this.
yeah.
But it's basically Matthew McConaughey is the tall sibling of basically his parents are dwarves and his whole family are dwarves, and him and Kate Beckinsale are getting married, and it's all of the things that come to pass with this dwarf family being.
If you watch the trailer, it feels like an SNL skit. It
It
doesn't
does.
feel
The whole
like-
movie
I didn't
feels
think it
like
was
an extended
real.
skit.
I'll have to-
It
I'll-
is so
I'll have to
weird.
check it out.
I
Check it
still
out.
have yet to watch it. We should do a watch party of this.
Oh, we should.
Oh, for sure.
It's worth seeing, but it's not good.
I didn't buy it for quality. I bought it because one, it was hard to find, and the concept blew my mind when I saw the trailer. I'm like, I'll pay $20 just to experience that.
Since the plague, do you guys think that the studios are leaning on digital sales more because they get a bigger percentage of those? Do you think those have gotten big enough
Okay.
where it's compensating for the box office?
Yes, and
Yes,
Mm.
and I'll tell you why.
Right.
It's because one, you 100% control the release. You can market the release for way cheaper. You are also being partnered with whatever streaming service you're going to do, so they're going to push it on their own time also. Because why would they not want it to succeed? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
and-
also control the media.
you've also got the VODs.
forever.
right.
The digital release is twofold, though. You've got the VOD, so you're going to get that money already, and then you're
Correct.
going to get the one from the streaming service.
I have that
Blazing
too.
Saddles. Hell yeah.
Savage Dead. I have that steel
Yeah.
box. It's fantastic.
The 4K re-release. Apparently, they didn't fuck with it. And that's the problem I have with VOD and streaming VOD is that not only do they control the release and everything else, they control the media you actually get from it. So
Well,
there
I
are
mean,
cases of
yes.
people getting movies deleted. I know Warner Brothers got sued for some of that shit, or they went in and they changed the versions people had. It's like no.
But
fuck
I
that.
also know
want-
that's starting to stop because they're starting to sell old like DVDs, and it's like a new marketing thing. It's like you get the original version, and this is how it was. You were meant to
Yeah.
see it this way. And it's like it's just another form of
If
it
only-
coming back around. It goes in cycles. You know, we've just never
see.
seen this cycle. We've just never seen it.
If we,
before.
I'll believe the cycle is real when Disney pulls their thumb out of their butthole and puts the theatrical of Star Wars out on 4K.
Well, Disney's never going to pull their finger out of their butthole. We've seen they very rarely. Once it went
their whole
in,
fist in there.
it just literally
Yeah,
started
they're elbow
moving
deep
higher
now.
and higher. Yes, exactly. It's just a guy walking around with an ass and a shoulder. You know, like
yeah,
fucking,
the skin has grafted and closed, so now you can't even
right.
tell.
It's just and we know this. I mean, even when I first started the Laps Comic Fan channel, and me and John used to do a show every week, and that's basically like we couldn't talk about anything else because Marvel was owned by Disney, and we were just like, my God, what are you doing to our favorite things?
Everything
like-
we tried to talk about, we just hated.
Yeah,
And we're
That's been
pretty
the experience.
easy. We're pretty easygoing people when it comes to movies, though. Like I've said, movies for me when it came to like superheroes, right? It's always something. Yes, I wanted to see on the big screen, but I looked at it as it was extra. So if it sucked, I really didn't care because I always had these, which is what I gave a shit about, you know. And for video on demand and stuff like that, being like he said, he's got a 75-inch TV in his house. Why would you want to go anywhere when you pay for these home theaters? You know, like, and unless you have something in your neighborhood that's like kind of what me and John have, a theater that's like an old-timey theater, you know, like when you get the popcorn, you go in there and smell it's fucking real butter. It's not some bullshit. Like it smells like 1970 in there.
Well,
Like,
not only that, but
it's awesome.
Go ahead,
you
John.
can walk in there with $20, get your ticket, your popcorn, a drink, and candy, and still have change.
And that's unheard of. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
unheard of. I am so jealous of you guys. The one thing that I can say that the other part that it has a huge leg up on, like just watching something at home, man, comedy and horror, they hit just so much harder when you actually have an audience there. Like just man,
Yeah,
I miss that is the one thing from watching at home. But other than that, like hell yeah, I can, you know, have an actual meal. I can drink at home. I can do whatever.
I don't have to be around people and go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hearing them, that pop that a real joke gets, or like that horror movie moment where like the entire audience jumps, man, that it just elevates it.
Oh yeah, I saw the South Park movie in the theater, and that place was everybody was just screaming and crying, dude. It was so funny. It was so goddamn funny.
I saw basketball tripping on acid with my brother and his soon-to-be wife. They didn't know I was tripping my balls off, and we go in there, and we were at the Squirrel Hill Theater in Pittsburgh. And my brother went to art school with one of the girls that worked the front counter. So he got in for free all the time. And it was us and one other guy in there. And it was like at 9 a.m. And basketball cracked me up, man.
Basketball.
That's one of my favorite. Orgasmo.
That's on my list.
Orgasmo.
Everything that those guys
hilarious.
do,
but Cannibal the musical, where it started, was probably one of the funniest ones. You get to see
people love Cannibal the musical.
South Park character. Oh, it's fantastic. Love it.
I think
they were supposed to have
Go ahead, Bob. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that I think the movies for me. I mean, I grew up watching like the Mel Brooks films, or Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs. You know, some of those.
That's some stuff I need too.
You know, the Naked Gun movies, the Pink Panther movies. But I think to this day, and this goes to what Gray was saying about having an audience there. The movies I think that I laughed the hardest ever at a theater on, and a lot of that also had to do with that crowd response, was There's Something About Mary, where we were literally falling out of our seats laughing on that one. And and the first Scary Movie, and I have never seen a movie where I saw so many people walk out of, and yet we're laughing. There was just as many people laughing really hard, and part of the reason people were walking out was because they had taken their kids to go see it, and like within the first few minutes, they realized, okay, this is not for us. So they had to walk out with the kids. But those are probably the two movies I think that I remember just laughing the hardest, and a lot of that had to do with that audience response.
Great, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
I have no idea what I was saying. I fully agree with all that shit. There's a couple so I love the Matt Stone and Trey Parker films. Like Basketball is my ultimate one, but man, what they were able to do with musicals as well, from Bigger, Longer, Uncut, was just amazing. The fact that they got like a Grammy nomination for that, and then what they were able to do with like Book of Mormon. They were supposed to have a musical out July 4th of this year, but that obviously didn't happen. So I hope they're still having an upcoming Matt Stone and Trey Parker musical, apparently.
Well, they do. Have you ever seen their live shows?
Yeah,
they actually get Les from Primus to come do the song. They had Primus on stage do the song, and they were doing.
It's awesome.
It was freaking fantastic. And those dudes
the one at Red Rocks
awesome stuff. Yeah, there's one there. Yeah, that they did do that. That was really
that
cool.
was awesome. Yeah,
and
cool.
It's the same thing with like it's the Always Sunny in Philadelphia guys. They went out and they did The Nightman Cometh, the whole thing, but there was more to it. It was an actual hour long, as opposed to the 10 minutes that you get in the episode. And they do the whole thing live in front of you, and that like. It just doesn't seem like we get like those types of shows either, like except for like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We don't get like the sketch comedy shows that are good. Like
comedy.
I tried watching Saturday Night Live, and I'm sorry, it just wasn't funny to me. Right?
Well,
I thought there was.
They got some new guys on there. There might be something on this new season.
I thought there was some funny stuff, like in the Weekend Update. I thought there was a couple funny things, but like the Upright Citizens Brigade, dude, that was one of the funniest fucking shit, dude. The whole ass pennies. If you've never seen ass pennies, just look up Upright Citizens Brigade ass pennies and just watch
Deep
it.
Thoughts
It's one of the
with Jack Candy.
Or the fucking
awesome.
the John Denver support group where the
That's
support group
hilarious.
they change all these words like John Denver saying to nutsack. And there's the one with the woman. She goes, let us sing one of his most heartwarming songs. She goes, sunshine on my nutsack makes me happy. And there's this guy who like loves John Denver. He's like, no, you're ruining the songs. And they just keep singing about nutsacks. It's like you don't get anything like that anymore. There's not like maybe they do in the UK. I don't know, but like it just seems like that era of comedy is dead. And I don't know if that's like that sketch comedy there because there's a lot of like actual stand-up comedians. I think we're on an uptick of actual stand-up comedians, but the movie
that's what I was gonna cut in and say. Like but we are in a golden age of stand-up. But yeah, sketch is definitely kind of cycled a little bit lower in there. But man, everybody and their mother has a YouTube special right now, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Walter says one of the most memorable pops I experienced in the theater for comedy was the aim for the bushes scene in The Other Guys.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. I remember seeing that one in theaters. That got a huge pop, for that. And
That was
so
pretty damn
unexpected. It was
funny.
awesome.
That was pretty damn funny.
There's a couple of them that so I love the Matt Stone and Trey Parker things, but basketball, like that one for me, just got it. And then I absolutely love the Farrelly Brothers one. So Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary, they're great, but Kingpin, man, that one for
Kingpin
me
is great.
Kingpin is
it's
fantastic.
so good.
Says remember when
And
you
then,
get excited to get movies that had different colors?
Yes.
Yes. Remember
There were
having
some awesome
to
green ones.
rewind VHS tapes. Yes. Remember they sold
The Nickelodeon ones were
rewinders?
orange for some reason.
Like you could just put, like rewind on your VCR wasn't good enough. You didn't sold actual rewind.
Well, that
not
way you
fast
could watch
enough, man.
something else while that one's rewinding.
Very
It's
true.
Perfect.
And you're gonna wear out the heads. You don't want to wear out the play ahead by rewinding. Come on, man.
Well, Gray, we heard from our TV cast that you're like Homer. You watch TV and you've turned out TV. So like,
Yeah.
definitely raised by television. So
Yes. For the good or the bad. But
hey, it turned out good for you. I think you're fucking hilarious. So
well, thanks. So John mentioned Billy Madison. Love that one, but for my money, I'd go a different Adam Sandler one, Airheads. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but man, Airheads just like has
Airheads
me.
is
Like
fantastic.
you've got
Airheads is a good one.
What was
love
that?
it,
Brendan
man.
Airheads was a
Fraser?
great movie.
Was that the one with Brendan Fraser and
Yeah.
yeah.
Buscemi.
So
Yeah.
was that right before Brendan Fraser's like break? Remember, like there was like that 2 years
think
of
so.
Brendan Fraser. There's like Encino Man, like
Oh, Encino
Blast
Man.
from
I
the
love
Past.
that movie.
or with Pauly Shore with In the Army Now. Like,
I
him
remember
and-
that one.
Him and
Oh,
David
that was
Allen
good.
Greer, dude. No, is it
Dude, do you remember
Steve-
Pauly Shore's Biodome?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. There's another
totally
weird
is.
guilty pleasure one.
right, well, We're gonna get.
Not
to
sure if
that.
you're familiar
Go
with
ahead.
it.
Good.
Sorry.
No,
But
no,
it's
no,
the
go
comedy
ahead.
one. But Men at Work. Like, I don't know why I love that film. It's not
That
a great
movie's
movie.
hilarious.
But
What are you
yeah,
talking about?
man,
That's a
like
great movie.
it's my favorite.
No, that's a good
Emilio, Charlie Sheen, and then man, David Keith in that is just so amazing. That's
a
what got me
great
to love
movie,
that too.
man.
This is
That-
one of
that-
my favorite one of his.
Young Guns is good too.
Underrated.
Young Guns is good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's what I was gonna get to.
The Danny
next
Glover
was-
fucking
was
cameo in that broke me. I
For-
forgot
for-
about it.
for our closing was Guilty Pleasures. What's
I've got
We'll-
some, but
we'll go.
Oh,
we'll go,
Lord, here
we'll
we
go
go.
around the horn.
people have tried to
Warren,
shame me for Men at Work, man. I'm just saying. Thank
that's
you for
ridiculous.
appreciating.
Tell them to go suck a dick. So.
One of
But,
one of mine is right up here. I'll bring it down.
But Warren, what was your what was a guilty pleasure movie of yours? Do you
Oh,
think?
that's. I'm gonna have to think about that one for a bit.
Okay. Well, we can come back to you if you
Yeah,
need
come
to.
back to me on that one. I gotta think about that one.
Bob, what do you think is a guilty pleasure for you?
Okay, I got a couple of them. One of them, I don't know if people would really consider it a guilty pleasure, but I consider it one because I do think it's a bad movie. I just really like it, and that is Commando. with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think
Oh, Commander!
It's not a bad movie, man.
So
You
I love
gotta-
it, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I think it's like a bad movie, but it's like bad good. You know, like that because like it's got so many dumb one-liners. You got Arnold carrying around a tree for no reason at all. You've got that one guy, I can't remember Bennett.
But it's always you're 100% right. The tree scene. Why is he doing that?
Yeah, he's just carrying around this tree,
awesome.
and like the next scene, he's got his daughter putting ice cream in his face, you know, and then you got Bennett there. He's like, me and Matrix, we're gonna kill them all, you know. And it's just so terrible, but I love that movie. And then one that I would consider a guilty pleasure for sure. I like Oscar from Sylvester Stallone, where he plays a gangster who's trying to go straight. The thing about the movie is if you watch it, it's definitely not one of his popular ones.
No, but it was heavily advertised because I remember the scene with him and the good. Sorry, good.
No, but what I was going to say is the film is actually based on a stage play, so it's structured very much like a stage play. And so the gist of the movie is he's trying to go straight. He made a promise to his father he would go straight. It takes place in the 1930s. The Depression is hit, so the day he's going straight, he's supposed to be meeting with some bankers that he's going to invest a bunch of money in their banks. And so they want to make sure that everything goes right, that he's gone straight. They're like, oh, well, we need this greaseballs money, but, you know, and they're all high and mighty and whatnot. But everything could go wrong, goes wrong. Like he finds out that his accountant has been swindling money from him because his accountant wants to marry his daughter. And all this stuff that could go wrong goes wrong. I think it's hilarious, but it's definitely not one of the ones that's at the top of people's lists when they think of Sylvester Stallone.
That's yeah. I also one with this Stopper My Mom Will Shoot.
That's another one.
That's another one. But John, do you have any guilty pleasure movies that you like that other people just don't?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so one in particular that I found absolutely hilarious, and it really isn't a funny movie, but What's Eating Gilbert Grape? That is, I've loved that movie since I was a kid. I've watched that 100 times. I love that movie. I don't know why I find it so damn funny, but I think it's Leo's best performance.
You know,
if I'm being honest.
I have the same. It's not a guilty pleasure, but Forrest Gump to me is the funniest fucking movie. It is one, and it's one of those movies that it doesn't. If it's on cable and I don't care where it is in the movie.
You'll watch it.
Like I'll watch it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like, and it's like just has some of the most unintentional humor in it that is just fantastic. Is there any other ones, John, or is that your?
Oh yeah, no, The Room.
God damn it.
Which room? Is it
he's talking about Tony Wiseau's The Room.
Okay.
Oh, dude, they're going to be doing a meetup for that movie. Like, I know somebody who was thinking about coming into town for it, like in Chandler out by me for some reason.
Well, I heard about it from people reviewing it, and then did I tell you about that movie?
Oh yeah, we watched it at my house.
Yeah, we watched it, and I actually went to one of the freaking screenings of it. And Tony Wiseau, I didn't get to see him really well, but he was there throwing the football with people and fucking being all Tony Wiseau. And no, yeah,
doing one of those
people bring plastic forks and throw the shit like at the screen. Oh yeah, dude, like it was bizarre and weird. And I saw it at the Rex Theater in Pittsburgh. But
it's like a Rocky Horror for bad movies.
Correct.
Yeah,
is there any other ones, John, or is that because I know we watched that and we were just like, dude.
I mean, I guess Billy Madison was kind of one of my guilty pleasures. I know that's a pretty stupid movie, but I always loved it.
Right.
So I mean, anything Billy or anything that Adam Sandler was in, I pretty much enjoy.
And there's nothing wrong with that because there's when you get to mine, I know people are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, dude, like what's wrong with you? But yeah, gay. Gray, do you have any guilty pleasures?
Yes, sorry. Apparently I was muted and I did not realize that. So I got a couple of them. a couple of them because people give me shit on it. Last year there was this monkey movie musical that it should not have been good. I don't like the dude. I can't even remember his name. Is it Robbie Williams or something? He's this British singer guy.
Yeah,
They made this
I
documentary, or not documentary, a movie about it. So my wife made me watch it, and man, I was surprised. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and everybody has shamed me since then. But that movie is way better than it deserves to be. It was like the third best musical of last year.
Third best musical.
Oh yeah. Followed by Joker, Folie à Deux, and Smile 2. They're great musicals, man.
Are you talking about Joker, Foley Ducks?
Folie à Deux?
Is
Yeah.
that what calls it?
Falling on
The
Dick.
second best musical of last year. It was great.
What else? At least you didn't get into what do we call them? Biopsy picks.
Yes, biopsy pick.
This one is of Leonard. He's 78 years old. I didn't know if you saw that one, but fuck, dude. But go ahead. You were saying, what is there any other ones?
So there's this little known Ed Harris movie from 1981. It's directed by George A. Romero. It's called Night Riders. It's basically King Arthur on motorcycles. I don't know why. Like it's not good,
awesome.
But it's so good to me. Like
Yeah,
I love it. So that Tom Savini has a major role, and I think he's Lancelot. Man, I love that film. But
that
again,
reminds
people
me
kind
of
of
A
shame
Knight's
me.
Tale.
A Knight's
Yeah,
Tale.
but put them on motorcycles, then you're good. So there's this weird one from the 90s. Again, I kind of get shamed for this one, but man, I love it so much. I guess it's because of who it stars, but it stars Terry Garr, and then the controversial one, and John Lovitz, but the controversial one is Jeffrey Jones. He's the dude who played the father in Beetlejuice.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
He's a very bad man who apparently employed child slaves.
Yeah.
So bad times. But man, it's called Mom and Dad Save the World, and that is just like
dude.
this
Yes.
weird ass movie. I love that for some reason. I can't get enough of that movie. And then probably my biggest guilty pleasure that I've gotten the most shit about is so Richard Kelly made this movie that everybody kind of dug and kind of took the world by storm, Donnie Darko.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that movie, but it's his follow-up to it called Southland Tales.
Oh,
Everybody hates this fucking movie. It is like a mess, but at the same time, like I don't know, something about it just it has me. It's got a bunch of seemingly unconnected scenes that somehow kind of work for me. And none of it makes sense unless you've read the 3 comic books that you need to read in order to understand what the hell is going on. But man, it's got one of the best performances by The Rock, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Kevin Smith plays this weird spider guy with it's a weird ass film. Anyway, everyone hates it. So yeah, I like it. And it's just for me, apparently.
Savage. Is there?
Oh, geez. Mine might be, let's see. I'm definitely going to get a gay on these ones. So guilty pleasures. One of my favorite guilty pleasures is a movie called High Fidelity with John Cusack.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to admit it. I really like the
yeah.
movie. It's kind of a romantic comedy. But I appreciated kind of the mania he has over collecting music and records and all of the kind of knowledge he had. I could identify with that being kind of a comic book nerd, just in a different kind of way. Like I did all of my shit, not even just chronologically. I was grouping superheroes together chronologically in my long boxes long before comic book stores stole the idea from me.
They stole it from him. They stole it from him.
Another one that I have to admit that is a guilty pleasure. I actually like this movie. I know a lot of people don't, but I do enjoy Castaway.
I love it.
It was kind of one of the first movies you ever watch where it's kind of like it's just a movie of a guy doing shit until the end when you get like most of the script that exists. Everything else is just kind of him stuck on this island in a really wild circumstance.
Well,
the scene
especially whenever it begins, because it's like he's working for FedEx, you know what I mean? Like, and it's so like what the movie is from the beginning to the end, in the most part of him being on is not what you think it would be.
No, yeah.
I thought it was very well done. I loved it.
Yeah, it was that scene with him knocking the fucking tooth out of his.
With the ice. Oh god.
Oh, that was like the first thing. Like I've seen plenty of movies, even horror movies. That was the first time I cringed, and I was like,
Dude.
That's still hard to watch. If you've ever had a root canal or two, you fucking that you had to keep in. That you had to keep your fucking you had to wait for a root canal for a while. One, you feel that relief, you understand it, but at the same time, like
oh god, this is awful. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but Yeah, it still holds. The reason I think I don't know if completely guilty pleasure, but I also find that they're ones that like I rewatch and they hold up, even though I don't think a lot of Castaway is always kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes people seem to like it. Sometimes people are just like, oh fuck, that movie was boring. I can see that, but
I liked it. I liked it. So mine, oh god, is me and my mother, who that's how I spend time with my mom. Is I've watched so many shows that I can't even believe that I've seen. Like I've seen every episode of Matlock more than once.
Are you talking the original or the new one with Kathy Bates?
No. The Andy Griffith one. And like I've seen every episode of Murder, She Wrote. There is a box set of that up in my house. And it's like my mom loves Magnum PI, but my mom loves The Rock. Loves The Rock. So any movie with him in it, I've probably seen it. And I don't hate him. I don't. The one movie where he's it's Die Hard, but with The Rock, and he's got like one leg. Has anybody seen this? It's called
Skyscraper. Yeah.
That is
the
worst movies, but it is hilarious.
What was the one with the Sean William Scott and
Walking Tall?
No.
It's
why do I know? I know
what's that one called?
That one's a good one.
The Rundown.
The Rundown.
Yeah,
I
the
thought
Rundown.
that one was way better.
Rundown was good.
Yeah.
I liked him in The Goon too. The Goon was a good
yes.
movie. Yeah.
So like that's one of them is his movies, but some of the other ones, like I don't even know, dude. I might be embarrassed to say, but Garbage Pail Kids is 100% a guilty pleasure for me.
It's a classic.
It is so awful. It is so awful. It's so awful, dude. And also Little Shop of Horrors, which
it's a classic. Like, how is that a guilty pleasure?
Classic. That's not a guilty pleasure.
Don't be ashamed of liking musicals.
It sucks.
It doesn't though.
It does.
Suddenly Seymour, though.
To me, it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I would say to me it does. Like I said, I didn't know that these were popular. You know what I'm saying? Like I was very sheltered to the outside world, so like I didn't know this until later on in life. So like I just didn't know. But so like I whenever I told my friends I watched Little Shop, they're like, that is so gay.
Come on, dude, Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
man, it's so good. You've got an awesome Bill Murray. You've got a good Steve Martin in there. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Warren, did you think of any?
Probably Con Air.
Oh, dude, Con Air.
It's a classic.
Face Off. There you go. Face Off.
A masterpiece. Con Air.
Come on, Cameron Poe.
I love that one.
Con Air is great.
I need to get to my daughter.
So ridiculous.
I got a teddy bear for my daughter.
Con Air is good. I can't. Yeah, I watch that. Dude, you want a bad Nick Cage movie, and that wasn't even a guilty pleasure. This I found a Nick Cage Western in the $5 bin. I just put the two together in my mind. I have to get this. It's $5, and it was worth $5, but probably not much.
What's the one where Nick Cage is the ambulance driver?
Waking the Dead.
Waking the Dead. That was crazy. That was fun.
I have to say, Nick Cage's recent "I'm broke, so I'll take any job" era has produced some of the most amazing films.
I know, right?
Pig does not deserve to be good.
What is the movie where Nick Cage, he's like they're stuck in like a carnival and like the animatronics are coming to life?
Oh, that's
you know what I'm talking about?
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
I get an argument with my 15-year-old nephew because he's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and I always tell him that Willy's Wonderland is a 10 times better film than Five Nights at Freddy's, and Nicolas Cage doesn't say one word. No, he should have got an Oscar for that movie.
I know, right?
It's that movie's wild, man. But yeah, so I appreciate everybody showing up tonight and putting your There's that. There it is. I was waiting for it. But I appreciate this is the actual panel that I want. This is this is the six. This is the five guys that I want to do a normal panel with.
Clip that later. That's really the five guys he wants to do, just so everybody.
I said a panel with. do a panel with?
Yeah, after he said it's the 5 guys I want to do, and then a panel with. But if I clip the part that comes after out, it's a great soundbite.
I mean, there's nothing that I exude more than wanting to bang dudes. You take a look at me and you're like, that's a guy who wants to just do sit-ups and bang dudes.
Do what we do with chicks.
I mean,
I'm glad that
like that
WZ
one
is in the chat. These are going to be useful for later.
Hey, whatever. You won't be hurting my pride.
Oh, that's the fun of it.
But I really appreciate everybody showing up, and so we'll go around the horn. Warren, what can we catch you on? And you got anything coming up besides an MSK appearance tonight? Which I'm sure
probably about an hour. I'll be on the MSK show, so come support me in the chat. And tomorrow I'm going to try to do a gaming stream, but I quite haven't figured out how to get the sound of the game, and I haven't figured out OBS yet, but I'm still working on that. But I'll be doing that.
What are you streaming from?
Tricky.
Your computer?
Yeah, I'm streaming from my computer.
Okay.
I'm going through StreamYards, but I also have OBS, but I don't know how to get the sound working on OBS, so I got to figure that out. And aside from that, though, Tuesday I'll be doing my draw stream, and keep an eye out for me there.
Awesome, Bob.
Over on my main channel, Was It Good? Easiest way to find that is just at Bob Loves Movies. I just put a review out of the Black Phone 2. I did go see that last night. So I did get a review of that out. And then over on my other channel, Dad's Turn to Talk, we did get a video out where we actually reviewed the John Candy documentary on that one.
Okay.
Go check that out as well. It's kind of a panel show. We just haven't gone live yet, but I hope to do that pretty soon.
Do you still do your dad's show?
Yeah, that's the one over on Dad's Turn to Talk.
Okay.
And it's not really a dad show. We call it Dad's Turn to Talk. The idea is that you've been dealing with spouses and work and kids and stuff all day long. So now is our opportunity to sit down and talk about what we want to talk about. So it's not really just for dads or anything like that.
No, for sure.
We've had other people on there, and then we've had some good guests on there. We had Omid Abtahi, who played Dr. Pershing on The Mandalorian. We had him as a guest on there.
Oh, nice.
Cool. We also had Ben Rock, who was the production designer on the Blair Witch Project. We had him on there.
Very cool.
And then we had the director of the most recent SpongeBob spinoff, the Plankton movie on Netflix. We had him on there. One of my co-hosts, he lives in LA, and his kid just happens to go to school with several of these people or with their kids, and so he was able to form friendships with them and ask them to come on, and they were like, yeah, sure. So
that's awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome.
John, where can we catch your stuff at?
Well, you can see my art on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as Koruptid Perlers. Sorry, cat in the way. I have a couple videos on YouTube, mostly just shorts right now, but I'm going to be getting into trying to come up with a format for a longer video to showcase my art. So I guess whenever I do that, I'll be posting more on YouTube, but for now, just my socials for the most part, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. Great. Besides the the chilled aisle next to the ketchup, where can we catch you?
Unless I'm opened, I don't have to be refrigerated.
That's true. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's good to keep in mind. It is pantry shelf stable. But yeah, you can catch me guesting all over the internet. Not only am I currently on the MSK show 2 days a week, but I'm also on The Thinkers every Thursday. But hey, you know what? Here is where it really matters. But if you really want to meet up with me, you can meet me over in Bob's comment section, because I definitely need to check out that Black Phone 2 and his take on the John Candy documentary. So hell yeah. Professor Savage Dad, what you got going on, sir?
Making pumpkin bombs. What else am I doing? I don't know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I might do a 3D printing stream to bump numbers on Rumble, because I can just let the 3D printer do streaming for me once I start a print off. I might do some design stream. I'm still working on a designing a water bottle holder for my cabinet. So I don't know, but I'll probably have some stream this weekend, or maybe we'll finally get a second part of the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern Compendium stream in with Lapsed here. One of us does have some sort of old man fatherly interruption that comes up because of our bodies failing.
That's very true.
If none of those things happen, I do have one fallback. I do plan to. I've been saving this for a build stream, so I might do a build stream with this guy because sitting around, and I really want to put it together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's probably one of the coolest Lego sets I've picked up in a minute, and it's a 1-to-1 fucking replica too. Like, I'm here for it. I love Lego models. I'm a Lego nerd.
That one looks legit. And they've got like cartridges too.
Do you want to go to Booville?
No, I don't know why he's giving me this.
He wants to go to Booville.
Well, we're doing that tomorrow night anyway, so I don't know.
You're going tomorrow night to Booville.
Yes, and pie.
Ooh.
There's pie there, so that's why I'm going. But
there you go.
Yeah.
What else do I have planned? I might be on Rogues Gallery tomorrow. We'll see. I do have Booville to go to, so the move to Saturday nights is kind of being interruptive to my normal schedule on Rogues Gallery, so I'll probably be in and out there. And I don't know. I don't stream anywhere consistently right now because I have no consistency to my life.
Well, that's understandable. So for me, you will see me here, and I am on MSK's show on Saturdays. If he actually reads the books, because if he doesn't read the book and he says, "Hey, we're gonna do a topic," I go, "I'm sick." So that happens. Night dentist. The I have to go do anything.
That's why he keeps texting me. Is this the whole intro? Oh, okay.
and so like that's a big possibility if he doesn't actually read the book, or if I get it's Batman Day, so we're gonna review Superman.
That reminds me, I have a Phenomenova copy to send you. I am now determined to review this book with you before he brings it up again.
That we would probably do that, but we are doing a comic book stream here in a couple weeks. We will be reviewing the Rook Exodus trade for 1 through 6.
You didn't text me back, but good.
I didn't.
Thank you. No.
What?
You're old and forgetful.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it'll be in a couple weeks.
But I'm glad that you read it at least.
What, Rook?
No, I'm glad that you read the text message I sent you about doing the 1 through 6.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that is. I am so lost right now. Damn it.
I sent you a text message. Did you review Rook Exodus 1 through 6? Because I finished reading it and I gave you some feedback.
Okay. No, I did not read that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, but you would be more than welcome to come on, obviously. So that's we're gonna have Gray, because I'm gonna send him a copy. So that'll be awesome, because I think it's something that he would definitely dig. And Warren read it, and John has read it. Bob, you want to read one? It's awesome, dude. It's actually really good.
It was really good. It's definitely one of the more original concepts I've seen in a book in a minute. So
yes. And but we'll be doing that in a couple weeks here, and me and Gray will have a show next week sometime. And I know what it's about, but I'm not gonna tell. But I'll tell Gray, and I think people will like it. I know he definitely will. But yeah, you can, catch me around the internet and my Laps Comic Fan channel. I have 2 videos coming out this week because guess what? I am off work until a week from this Monday.
Nice.
Wow.
I have no work because my boss called me and they were like, "Hey, you have like 20 days of PTO you got to use before the end of the year." And I went, "Sweet." I was like, "I'm off next
problem
week."
to have.
Yeah. So
yeah, I know, right?
And
I never have a vacation day.
And so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll have a couple videos, one for Spider-Man 94 issues 1 and 2, and another one on the storyline I started with Buckwheat and the milk bottle and the milk carton.
We're gonna get more. Are we gonna learn more about the milk bottle, or are we gonna learn more about?
Yeah. Oh, dude, listen, I could say it here because he's never gonna watch. So what's gonna happen with the storyline is basically like old Batman is going to like piece evidences together that are just not real, you know, they're just fake. And one day I'm going to, whenever we're getting ready to do his show and we're in the thing, you know, he has that little countdown. I'm gonna have my regular thing on, but when the countdown comes on, the mask is gonna be on.
There you go.
And he's gonna get so mad.
We should talk, because now that I have 3 or 4 cameras, I was thinking of doing the same thing to him with a costume, but in completely switching the camera layout. So it's just the whole scene is shot.
There you go. So it's gonna culminate into, I've already started filming it because I put my green screen up. I'm gonna have an unsolved mystery style show of old Batman piecing together pieces of evidence to find buckwheat, but it's gonna culminate that he finds out that it's MSK and he's just pissed. And so the best part is if you watched any of my other videos, the guy who's gonna be hosting it is Penis McGavin, the owl guy from my other videos that I've done. So it's gonna be like this whole thing. It's gonna be out on New Year's Eve. So, and I've been planning like a whole bunch of stuff. I've been clipping a ton of stuff, and the chat is helping me with like sending me places and stuff like that. So
lots of suggestions for this I've been sending your way.
Yes. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. But otherwise, man, I thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate it. And we'll do this again soon, and whenever our schedules allow it. And peace out, everybody. I hope you guys have a great weekend.